Arizona Sunday to remember Charlie Kirk. The powerful words from his widow forgiving his killer, plus hundreds of Southeast Texans followed suit, gathering in Beaumont to remember Kirk. They look at the local organization seeing growth since his passing, and a weekend shooting in Beaumont's West End, what police are saying about the investigation after 2 minors were hospitalized. 12 News Daybreak starts now. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for waking up with us here on Daybreak here on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong. Tia, she has the week off. Time's now 7:01, so let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. And here's a live look outside from our Roofing 911 live sky camera network above the 12 News studio in Beaumont. Excuse me. We are approaching sunrise here, and we have Jeff Gerber standing by with today's forecast. How's it looking out there, Jeff?
Well, it looks like we might see some showers and thunderstorms for today, so I would grab the umbrella if you're getting ready to head out the door here pretty soon. Might not see much this morning, but this afternoon we'll go about a 30–40% coverage. Temperature-wise, we're in the 70s, lower 70s in Kirbyville at 72, and then 73 in Jasper. Then a lot of 74s from Woodville to Silsbee to Beaumont to Orange, all at 74, and then 76 into Port Arthur. Take a look over towards southwest Louisiana, Lake Charles, our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network over there, showing just a few clouds around for this morning. Dry conditions there. As we check our day planner, you can see a small chance for a couple of showers, especially along the coast early. And then as we get into the afternoon, we'll see about a 30–40% coverage throughout the entire area of some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures will be into the lower 90s for a short time early this afternoon. Most of the day will be into the 80s. Looks like cooler weather comes in later on the weekend, some drier weather. We'll have that in our 7-day forecast.
All right, Jeff. Thousands of mourners, they packed the State Farm Stadium in Arizona Sunday to pay their respects to political activist Charlie Kirk at his memorial. The president and vice president paid tribute to Kirk, but it was his widow who delivered the most powerful remarks. Here's ABC's Perry Russum.
A stunning moment at Sunday's memorial service for Charlie Kirk as his widow Erica forgave his killer.
He wanted to save young men, just like the one who took his life. That young man. I forgive him. I forgive him because it was what Christ did and is what Charlie would do.
Erica Kirk says she's honored to be the new CEO of Turning Point USA, the organization her husband founded. She vows to continue his legacy of embracing debate with political opponents.
The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love.
He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Erica.
Trump embracing Kirk's widow as America the Beautiful rang out. Kirk tells the New York Times she had urged her husband to wear a bulletproof vest before his final campus tour. She says she now wears the pendant of St. Michael, the same one he had around his neck when he was killed. It's still marked with blood from the attack. The 5-hour service attracting tens of thousands to State Farm Stadium near Phoenix. Nearly the entire Trump cabinet was there. Elon Musk also seen meeting with Trump for the first time since their fallout in June. President Trump says he will honor Kirk with the Medal of Freedom. Perry Russum, ABC News, New York.
And over the weekend, the Charlie Kirk Memorial sparked local services here in Southeast Texas. 12 News reporter Derek Jones in studio this morning sharing more on how community members paid their respects. Derek?
Mark, a crowd of 300 people assembled in the Old Market Basket parking lot in Beaumont Sunday to honor him during a vigil organized by Republican community leaders. Although the memorial service in Arizona happened 1,000 miles away, many Southeast Texans gathered holding signs and flags while listening to prayers and words of comfort. The event was organized by former Beaumont Councilman Mike Getz after he saw a negative social media post about Kirk's death. He felt like he had to do something to honor him and continue spreading love. Abby Martinka, an officer for the Lamar University Turning Point USA chapter, says the love is helping to grow Kirk's student organization at Lamar University.
He had unwavering faith, and I think that's what a lot of people admire about him most, and I think that's going to want to bring more people to the movement.
Martinka noted the growth in their organization since Kirk's death. At the beginning of the year, they had 9 members. That number has grown to 211 since his passing. Speakers for the event included former Beaumont Councilman Mike Getz, Jefferson County Republican Chairman candidate Shiloh Platts, State House candidate Dr. Ray Callis, and some local pastors. The organizers described the gathering as a peaceful demonstration to support Kirk's beliefs and celebrate his life and legacy, not to spread love and not hate. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, Derek, and we have more from Kirk's funeral on our website and on our 12 News Plus streaming app. And your time is now 7:05. Port Arthur police are investigating a deadly shooting from over the weekend. This happened Sunday morning, according to Police Chief Tim Duraso. He says the victim, a 42-year-old man, was found inside of a home in the 3000 block of 9th Street. The chief also says that there was another person at that home who was questioned. They say that they are still looking for video footage and working to answer several questions. And in Beaumont, 2 young people are in the hospital after being shot Saturday night. Police say that this happened in the 1100 block of Briar Meadow Drive. Now, they tell us that it started with a fight between 2 minors, which escalated, and at least one of those minors pulling out a gun and shooting the other. Both, they were taken to the hospital, and 12 News is working to learn more about their conditions. And across Texas now, a teen boy laid to rest yesterday after deputies say that he was stabbed to death in Cypress. So far, no arrests have been made. Now, according to the Harris County Sheriff's Office, Braylon Ezel and another teen were stabbed September 12th during an argument outside of a house party. Ezel died from his injuries while the other boy survived. Braylon's family says that they've given detectives video evidence of the stabbing. So while they mourn his death, they are confused while no one has been taken into custody.
Everybody tried to share good memories of Braylon because that's how he would want to be remembered. And but it was really difficult for all of us because in the back of my mind, we still haven't gotten justice for him. So we're going to lay him to rest, knowing that who did this is still out there.
And so far, no updates yet from the Harris County Sheriff's Office. Family and friends describe Braylon as funny and loving. All right, now to Bexar County, where Sheriff's Office says a mother was arrested Saturday after a 6- and 3-year-old were found dead inside of a hot car outside of her San Antonio home. The woman told deputies after they got home she took them inside, but that was the last time she saw them. She claimed that they must have gone back out to the car, but officers say her story doesn't add up.
The initial report was that the children were left in the car. However, I can tell you, without going into too much detail, unfortunately I'm not able to go into too much detail, there just are some inconsistencies with the story that we're being given.
The sheriff says the family, quote, may have a history with law enforcement. And now to North Austin, a newborn was discovered alive in a dumpster at an apartment complex. The baby is safe and appears to be healthy, according to police. Detectives, they are now working to track down the baby's mother. Our sister station spoke with a witness who says that she found the baby covered in trash and dirt.
The way that she was found in the trash can upside down with her head facing the trash can hurt me. Me trying to open up her eye, and I couldn't open her eye, just broke me. Her other eye just started rolling to the back of her head, and I'm just like, please stay with me.
An officer says most likely the child will be placed in foster or CPS care until other arrangements can be made. Now, police say this whole situation, including potential charges, could have been avoided with the Safe Haven Law. Now, it's also known as the Baby Moses Law, and it allows new parents to legally and safely surrender a newborn that they are unable to care for.
That exists to avoid this very thing, so that people don't get desperate and think that their only option is to, discard the child.
Hospitals, fire stations, and EMS stations, they're designated as safe spaces. Now, the baby must be 60 days old or younger and be unharmed. All right, now in your Money Matters news this morning, many say going solar has helped lower their electric bills, but while the savings can be significant, making the switch to solar is a costly investment, and Consumer Reports has more on the tax credit designed to erase the financial burden.
inside the window on the...
Many Consumer Reports members say going solar allowed them to lower their electric bills or even bring those bills down to zero. But it's a costly investment, and tax credits help with the big purchase.
You can save thousands of dollars with the solar tax credit, which applies to things like solar panels for producing electricity or solar heating. The trick is you must buy it and you must install the system before the end of the year, and you can't lease any of the components.
For example, it costs about $30,000 to install a typical system. The tax credit, though, could reduce that expense to close to $20,000.
There's no denying that solar is a major investment, and the process for going solar can be pretty involved. That's why it makes sense to do your research up front, check with your city and/or state beforehand to see if they have any specific requirements.
So how do you find a good solar installer? Get at least 3 bids. Start by looking at companies recommended by your neighbors and make sure they have good online reviews. And go local. Find established companies in your area with expertise about the permitting process. But a consumer caution here. Avoid door-to-door sales. All too often, they're not a local company with a brick-and-mortar location. If you're ever approached by a salesperson, ask plenty of questions to make sure they're with a reputable company.
Once you find an installer you want to work with, ask them if they can have your system installed and up and running by the end of 2025 in order for you to get the credit.
After signing a contract, the installer will generally get the necessary permits, get approval from your utility company, install the panels, schedule inspections, and lastly, get your utility company to connect your panels to the grid, all by December 31st to ensure you get the credit.
And still ahead here on Daybreak, a group of young musicians spreading joy across the country. The Songs for Kids band rocked the nation this summer. Their incredible story coming up. Plus, a look at the movies that swept the box office this weekend and more in your trending news. Your time is now 7:11.
And some scattered showers out there this afternoon. This morning, though, pretty dry as the sun's getting ready to come up over southeast Texas. Looks like we'll see some cooler weather later on in the week. We'll talk about that coming up next.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI, and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
We're looking at the sunrise getting ready to come up. Matter of fact, it's there. It's just behind a few clouds as we look out from our 12 News studio. And then we'll switch over to Lake Charles. We're looking at just partly cloudy skies there. Like the camera's not really pointed towards the sunrise, but you can definitely see the skies lightening up this morning on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Temperature-wise in the 70s, so a little warmer than we were last week. I remember last week we were dipping down into the 60s. Not this morning. 72 right now in Kirbyville and then 73 in Jasper. Then we have a string of 74s from Silsbee to Woodville to Beaumont to Orange, all at 74, and then 76 in Port Arthur. Been watching for a few showers out into the Gulf. You can see one shower coming up right now towards the central part of Sabine Lake. That could continue to move north if it holds together, maybe catch maybe Bridge City here over the next half an hour or so. Looks like a little heavy downpour there. And there's some more scattered showers out there. So we might see a few of those along the coast this morning. I think we'll wait till later on late this morning into this afternoon before those move inland, and we'll see a decent chance of some scattered rain today. We'll go about a 40% coverage, but right now most of the activity has been to our south along the Texas coastline and then over into parts of southwest Louisiana. Also, some showers and thunderstorms around the Dallas area this morning. It's been pretty steady, so I bet they're getting a pretty good dose of rain up in the Dallas area for this morning. Our futurecast shows about 30-40% coverage of scattered showers and thunderstorms through the afternoon. We'll get up into the lower 90s for a short period and then back through the 80s as we head towards this evening, eventually 70s as we go towards tomorrow morning. Once again, we'll see some partly cloudy skies overnight. We'll continue to see at least the next few mornings temperatures back into the 70s. Out in the Atlantic, we have a couple of different things the Hurricane Center is watching. This is the new updated figures. They're going 70% chance now of this disturbance right here. It looks like that's going to curve well to the east of the East Coast, so not going to be affecting the East Coast. And then we have another one. It's a little bit farther south. They're going 40% chance of development, and that might skirt part of the Bahamas, it looks like maybe. So something we'll be watching, but right now it doesn't look like we'll see anything into the Gulf. At least that's what the long-range models are telling us. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out over the next I say 10 to 20 days or so. Hurricane Gabrielle out in the Atlantic is going to make that easterly turn eventually and continue to move out in the Atlantic. Will not be affecting the East Coast or the Gulf. Forecast for today, variable clouds. We'll see highs around 90 with southeasterly winds at 5 to 10 and that 40% coverage of rain. And then tonight, no rain expected, just partly cloudy as we drop back into the middle to lower 70s. 70 forecast shows a small chance of rain tomorrow. And then here comes our cold front Wednesday late into early on Thursday. And with that, good chance of rain late Thursday into late Wednesday into early Thursday. I think the rain will be out of here by Thursday afternoon, and cooler temperatures start to move in. 87 for a high on Thursday, then 88, 89 for Friday and Saturday. I think what we're really going to feel it are those morning lows. Middle 60s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings.
And here we are on the 20-year anniversary of Hurricane Rita, and we are just in a whole different situation, deflecting those storms this time.
Yeah, it looks like they're staying out in the Atlantic. Hopefully that'll hold true all the way through October, and we don't have to worry about them anymore. But there's a couple of things out there we're watching, but like I said, right now, not a big concern there.
Okay, I'm going to keep knocking on wood there. Thanks a lot there, Jeff.
You bet.
Just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. And your time is now 7:18. A group of kids from Atlanta, they have the music bug in a big way. They have been spreading rhythm and joy across the country, and they are called the Songs for Kids Band. They rocked the whole nation this past summer, playing original songs and covers with the artists themselves. Danny New has more.
So 1, 2, 3, take my hand and come with me because you're looking so fine and I really want to make you mine.
When famous rock bands play with the Songs for Kids Foundation, founder Josh Rifkin says this is often the feedback.
All the band members are like, thank you. Like, we needed this.
For nearly 20 years, this nonprofit has been offering music mentorships and programs for kids and young adults with disabilities and illnesses.
So much going on these days.
And Josh says groups are usually blown away when they visit their center in Atlanta to play with these young rock stars.
So how do you reach someone who isn't like you? Well, music is a great way to do that.
Look outside, the rain grows cold.
However, this past summer was a big one for their newly formed Songs for Kids band. They just wrapped up their first national tour, both playing by themselves and opening for internationally touring acts.
Ruby, you want to tell them about your song?
Hi guys, my name is Ruby.
Here they are in Colorado with Australian rockers King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, as Ruby here performs a Song for Kids band original, What's Your Favorite Stuff?
My name is Ruby, yeah, my favorite
They make it look easy, but Josh says this tour took months of preparation.
Performance, confidence, memorizing the lyrics.
Well, the tour may be over now, but the band is still performing around Atlanta. Look at this reaction to just one note this past weekend. These are the moments Josh refers to as, quote, lightning bolts.
I don't think they're lucky to have us. I think we're lucky to have them.
Love to see that. All right, our time is now 7:20. Time for your trending news, and it's a good day to try to squeeze in one last sweet treat out of the summer because today is National Ice Cream Cone Day. According to nationaldaycalendar.com, ice cream cones, they were first mentioned in French cookbooks around 1825. That's right around 200 years ago. They became popular in the U.S. in the late 1800s and then debuted at the World's Fair in 1904. Now, an inventor patented a machine to make the cones in 1912 and then sold that company to Nabisco in 1928. Of course, Nabisco still making those cones today. And as we inch toward October, you can expect certain events across the country like Oktoberfest. And in Cincinnati, an annual race got a whole lot of attention this weekend. 100 dachshund pups, each dressed up in hot dog costumes. They competed for the fastest wiener dog. It's the annual running of the wieners, one of the most popular events during Oktoberfest in Cincinnati. And Oktoberfest has roughly 800,000 people attend in Cincinnati there every year. And in the end of that race there really were no losers, with each dog getting treats and snuggles. Very cute. All right, and with a little over 5 weeks until Halloween, Hollywood is turning out those scary movies. And the latest fright flick took on the reigning champ at the box office this weekend. David Daniel has the countdown to the movie that took the #1 spot.
Personally, I can't stop thinking about all that money.
The Long Walk made another $6.3 million, tying for 4th place.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 1930.
Downton Abbey, the grand finale, shared the #4 slot, adding $6.3 million to its coffers.
8 people live in this house. 8 people have experienced this.
The Conjuring, Last Rites, dropped a spot to 3rd place, scaring up $13 million.
Cam, are you okay?
I think something's off.
You don't know what you're getting yourself into.
The football fright flick Him debuted in 2nd place, scoring with $13.5 million. The Japanese anime adventure Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie Infinity Castle kept the top spot, earning $17.3 million for a domestic total of $105 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And we're taking a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Above orange there, we saw a flick of Jasper as well. Your time is now 7:22, and Jeff Gerber, he's going to be right back with another look at your forecast here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business. Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start,
Every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back. Bus stop forecast calling for maybe an isolated shower along the coast this morning. Temperatures in the 70s. Isolated showers continue through the morning, and then some scattered rain and thunderstorms through the afternoon with temperatures into the lower 90s about mid-afternoon. Coastal marine forecast for today, a south wind at 10 knots. That means coast should be about 2 to 3 feet as far as the waves. High tide comes in at 4:52 for this afternoon. Our sunrise was at 7:05. Our sunset's not until 7:12 tonight. Just a light chop on the inland lakes and bays. Water temperature in the upper 80s out there in the Gulf. We're seeing south winds between about 5 and 10. Expect to see maybe some scattered showers and thunderstorms even this morning into this afternoon.
And coming up next on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, hundreds of Southeast Texans gathered in Beaumont to remember Charlie Kirk after his official memorial in Arizona Sunday, how the community paid their respects. Plus, the nation facing tough questions about free speech with advocates like Charlie Kirk, who were at the forefront of that debate, how free speech protections are being challenged, and terrifying scene in Katy sends children running for cover at a baseball park while the coaches say they're never going to go back there. Your time is now 7:26. Here's a live look outside. We'll have more news and weather in just a couple minutes. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong. Tia, she has the week off. Your time's now 7:30, so let's go ahead and take a look at the top stories this morning. First up, Orange County ESD3 is investigating a fire from over the weekend. This happened in Little Cypress, Mauriceville on Old Highway 87. The assistant fire chief telling us that the homeowner and 2 dogs were able to escape, but one woman was taken to the hospital. Crews believe that this started in the detached garage. They say both that garage and the home are a total loss. And the Jasper County Sheriff's Office has hired 5 new deputies. You see them here on your screen. For many of them, this is their second or even third career. The group includes business owners, former industry workers, and educators. Sheriff Chuck Havard says that they're going to graduate the academy on October 2nd and then join the force. And the VFW Post 4820 Auxiliary held its 3rd annual Veterans Grave Beautification event this weekend. It was held in Port Neches at Oak Bluff Memorial Park. Organizers say that it's a way to get students and the community involved and teach them the importance of respecting and remembering veterans who have passed away. Students from Hampshire Finette, Boy Scouts, and at least 22 VFW members helped out. All right, let's go ahead and take a live look outside now from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network above Lake Charles. Looks like the sun is up and over the horizon at this point, and we've got Jeff Gerber standing by there with today's forecast. We're going to need a umbrella, it sounds like today, potentially, huh, Jeff?
Yeah, it looks like this afternoon we'll see about 30–40% coverage of a couple of showers or thunderstorms. So I'll need to keep that umbrella just handy through mainly the afternoon. By this evening, things should be dying down. And this morning's been pretty quiet. We've seen a couple of showers over towards Sabine Lake. That's been about it. 74 right now in Woodville, also here in Beaumont. Orange is at 75, then 76 in Port Arthur. A little bit cooler towards Kirbyville at 72. Right now, Jasper showing 73 on the thermometer there, and in Salisbury also we're looking at a number right there around 73. Take you up to Jasper, have a little bit of cloud cover there. This camera brought to you by Provalis, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network, as we look at the Jasper County Courthouse on this Monday morning. Our day planner shows rain coverages increasing as we get into the afternoon, up to about 30–40%. We'll see highs in the lower 90s for a short time. Most of the day will be in the 80s. So like I said, carry the umbrella. You might need it from time to time during the afternoon with some passing showers and thunderstorms.
My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men, just like the one who took his life.
It was an emotional Erica Kirk who says that she forgives the suspect accused of killing her husband, political activist Charlie Kirk. And she was one of thousands of mourners from across the country who packed the State Farm Stadium in Arizona Sunday to pay their respects at his memorial. Erica said last night she's honored to be the new CEO of Turning Point USA. That's the organization that her husband founded. She's also vowing to continue his legacy of embracing debate with political opponents.
The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love.
Kirk telling the New York Times that she urged Charlie to wear a bulletproof vest before the final campus tour. President Trump says that he still plans to honor Kirk with the Medal of Freedom. And over the weekend, the Charlie Kirk Memorial sparked local services here in Southeast Texas. 12 News reporter Derek Jones, he's in studio this morning with more on how the community members paid their respects. Derek?
Mark, a crowd of 300 people assembled in the Old Market Basket parking lot in Beaumont Sunday to honor him during a vigil organized by Republican community leaders. Although the memorial service in Arizona happened 1,000 miles away, many Southeast Texans gathered holding signs and flags while listening to prayers and words of comfort. The event was organized by former Beaumont Councilman Mike Getz after he says he saw a negative social media post about Kirk's death. He felt like he had to do something to honor him and continue spreading love. Abby Martinka, an officer for the Lamar University Turning Point USA chapter, says that the love is helping to grow Kirk's student organization at the university.
He had unwavering faith, and I think that's what a lot of people admire about him most. And I think that's going to want to bring more people to the movement.
We can
Martika noted the growth in their organization since Kirk's death. At the beginning of the year, they had 9 members. That number has grown to 211 since his passing. Speakers for the event included former Beaumont Councilman Mike Getz, Jefferson County Republican Chairman candidate Shiloh Platts, State House candidate Dr. Ray Callis, and some local pastors. The organizers described the gathering as a peaceful demonstration to support Kirk's beliefs and celebrate his life and legacy to spread love and not hate. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, Derek. And Kirk was an advocate for free speech protections, but in the wake of his death, there are new concerns this morning. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
This morning, pressing questions from both sides of the aisle about free speech in America, as tens of thousands said goodbye to the murdered conservative activist Charlie Kirk at a public memorial in Arizona.
I will miss him so much because our marriage and our family were beautiful.
Many, including President Trump, honoring Kirk's commitment to promoting free speech.
It's the right and inheritance of every free American, the greatest legacy of the Enlightenment, and among the most treasured achievements of civilization. We will defend it at all costs.
Now, in the wake of Kirk's assassination, there are new concerns about censorship, thrust to the forefront after ABC indefinitely pulled its late-night host Jimmy Kimmel off air after his comments about Republicans' response to Kirk's murder that led to criticism from the FCC chairman and suggestions of potential action involving the network's license. President Trump has since made similar comments, lawmakers in both parties weighing in.
The FCC was wrong to weigh in, and I'll fight any attempt by the government to get involved with speech.
Censorship and what we're seeing from the federal government only serves to further divide us and make us less safe.
It comes amid new Defense Department restrictions that journalists can no longer gather or report information, even unclassified, without authorization from the government or risk losing their press credentials. The National Press Club calling it a direct assault on independent journalism, while Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth argued the press does not run the Pentagon, the people do.
And we're going to have more from Kirk's funeral on our website and our 12 News Plus streaming app. All right, your time is now 7:37, and Port Arthur police, they're investigating a deadly shooting from over the weekend. This happened Sunday morning, according to Police Chief Tim Duraso. He says the victim, a 42-year-old man, was found inside of a home in the 3000 block of 9th Street. The chief also says that there was another person at that home who was questioned. Now, police, they are still looking for video footage and working to answer several questions. And in Beaumont, 2 young people are in the hospital after being shot Saturday night. Police say that this one happened in the 1100 block of Briar Meadow Drive. Police say that it started with a fight between 2 minors, which escalated. At least one of them pulled out a gun and shot at the other. Both were taken to the hospital, and 12 News is working to learn more about their conditions this morning. All right, now to a disturbing scene Sunday at a youth baseball park in Katy. The Waller County Sheriff's Office is investigating a shooting that left a coach injured and kids running for cover. Troy Kless with our sister station in Houston has the latest.
Alex Smith and Corbin Geisendorf coached the Texas Colts, a 12U baseball team in its first season. At the RAC Katy in Waller County, they say they both heard gunshots on Saturday.
Super far. I mean, it's out in the country, so there's a lot of land out there.
Then on Sunday, just 2 minutes before the start of the game, they heard shooting again, except this time.
I was like, yeah, this is kind of sounds a little bit close, you know, today. Not normal distance from a baseball field.
An online stream of the game captures multiple rounds being fired.
They dug down, got in a line, and they trusted us, thankfully.
The coaches get the kids to safety. Walk us through that moment. What is that like for you both?
It's terrible. I'm going to try not to get emotional, but I'll never forget their little faces during that moment. It's frightening.
The only person shot, a 27-year-old coach hit on a different field where people rush to help before a helicopter arrives to fly him to a hospital.
There was a gentleman that was already there they used a belt to tourniquet his arm.
The Waller County Sheriff's Office investigating says it is seeking 3 people of interest, but no one is in custody. It's unclear why the shots were fired or where they came from. The Sheriff's Office says the gunfire wasn't with malicious intent. The Rack Katy posting a statement online saying it was possible illegal hunting on a nearby property. The conflicting information leaving the coaches with several questions.
There's bullets flying everywhere off the poles onto the field. It's just unbelievable. So yeah, we'll never be back there.
It's obviously something artificial that's really wrong, and we think we know what that is.
President Trump there speaking overnight about today's expected announcement that his administration has, quote, found an answer to autism. He's reportedly set to link Tylenol use during pregnancy to the development of autism in children and announce a potential treatment. Those are 2 claims that have health experts very concerned. They say that while some evidence suggests that Tylenol is associated with neurological issues, none have proven the correlation. Scientists warn that the administration hasn't been studying this long enough to pinpoint a single cause. They also say that they're skeptical of the proposed treatment, the FDA-approved cancer drug leucovorin.
We need to do large-scale randomized trials before we can say with any certainty that this is a treatment that autistic children should receive.
Doctors say they recommend Tylenol in pregnancy because it's known to be safer than Advil, Motrin, or aspirin. All right, still ahead here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, a look back at Hurricane Rita 2 decades after the devastation. Plus, today marks the start of autumn this afternoon. What could be making your allergies more severe despite cooler temperatures this fall? Your time is now 7:41. We'll be right back.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers.
Filtering out rumors and giving you the facts direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers.
Taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Pretty quiet start out there this morning. There are a couple of areas getting rain. We'll show you that here on radar in just a second. But there are a few clouds out there here and there as we look from our 12 News studio. We look off towards the east. Sun is already up, but you can't see it behind those clouds. This camera brought to you by Mid-County Plumbing, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. And wouldn't be surprised if a couple of those showers off in the distance there. Like I said, we have some rain over towards Bridge City. I'll show you on the radar in just a second here. Temperatures right now into the middle 70s around the Triangle, 74 in Beaumont, 76 in Orange, 76 in Port Arthur, also 74 up in Woodville. Then lower 70s for Kirbyville at 72, Jasper and Silsbee at about 73. Here's radar, and the majority of the area is dry. We haven't been seeing too much for this morning. We've been seeing some of these showers kind of work their way off the Gulf. And right now we have a batch of some rain north end of Sabine Lake. It's a heavy downpour. Now that's over into Cameron Parish. And then we have this little outshoot of showers here coming right through Bridge City right now. So maybe leaving from Orange, heading down to Port Arthur, heading for work this morning. You might run into a little bit of heavy downpours once you're trying to get over that bridge down into Port Arthur. Looks like that's kind of extending back up into the southern part there of Orange County. So we have that rain there. That's about all we have across the area right now, but there's a few showers, like I said, out into the Gulf, and they're trying to work their way northward, so a couple of those showers could make their way inland just a little bit before they die down. And then across the rest of the state, pretty quiet. There's scattered showers along the coast, but seeing some rain pretty persistent up towards the Dallas area for this morning. So maybe some coastal showers this morning. By this afternoon, we'll go about a 40% coverage across the entire area of some scattered showers and thunderstorms. So take the umbrella. Could be a little bit wet from time to time this afternoon. And then overnight looks dry, 70s with partly cloudy skies heading in towards your Tuesday. Out in the Atlantic, well, a couple of things the Hurricane Center is watching. Right now they say this one has the best chance of development, with 70% chance of development there as it works its way off towards the west. Should stay away from the U.S. Then we have another one here, about a 40% chance of development. Something we'll be watching. Looks like it could get close to the Bahamas maybe late this week into early next week. Hurricane Gabrielle continue to move off towards the north and then north to the northeast. Could become a Category 2 or 3 hurricane. Right now, it is a Category 3 hurricane. Just bumped it up to 120 miles an hour, moving to the north at 10. Once again, it's going to be moving away from the U.S. Our forecast calling for variable clouds and about a 40% coverage of rain today, with temperatures into the lower 90s, back into the middle 70s through the overnight with partly cloudy skies. And then our 7-day forecast shows a few showers around again tomorrow, and then a good chance of rain Wednesday. That's going to be generally late in the day into Thursday morning, where we'll see a few showers linger as a cold front comes through. Probably the first and hopefully quite a few this fall as we cool down and dry out a little bit. You can see Friday, Saturday, and Sunday drier conditions, and those morning lows are going to feel nice back into the middle 60s.
Yeah, certainly we'll be hoping for another cold front right after this one, because I'm sure the temperatures will start heading back up just a little bit otherwise.
Yeah, so we're expecting 90 on Sunday, so hopefully another front, and we'll see that trend as we cool off a little bit. Our actual average high right now is about 89, so we should be trending out of the 90s here pretty soon.
I can't wait. Thank you, Jeff.
Yep.
And today it might be the first day of fall. That's going to be later today, this afternoon.
119.
Yes.
The official start.
119. Let's get it right here. That's a time to think about pumpkin spice and the upcoming holidays. But this morning we're remembering September of 2005. 20 years ago, Hurricane Rita made landfall this week, and we remember brake lights as far as the eye could see, bumper to bumper traffic, and cars just breaking down out there. People, they started having medical emergencies as the mass evacuation for Hurricane Rita had millions on the move. Keep in mind, this was less than a month after that humanitarian disaster in New Orleans with Katrina. Now, while many of us were glad that we left the evacuation, it really was a nightmare. Crazy to think that that was 2 decades ago. All right, and while southeast Texas saw a bit of rainy weather yesterday, there was a possible tornado reported in Denton. Sophia Basile has that story.
According to Denton County, they've received calls about a possible tornado rotation around 5:25 Sunday evening. Then minutes later, reports of damage, including at this warehouse at 6100 North Stemmons Freeway. No injuries were reported. Across the highway at the Sanger Denton North KOA Journey campsite.
I got scared. I felt the camper started moving.
Clinton Fry says he and his dog were inside when the winds picked up their camper.
It just started flipping, and I think we rolled 3 or 4 times, and I landed on my back looking up, and rain was coming down on me.
This is what's left. Clinton believes it's a total loss, but is grateful he and his dog survived.
I smashed my head quite a bit, rolling, flipping over, and now my back and legs, everything's starting to hurt. So probably like I was in a car wreck.
He says neighbors used a ladder to help him and his dog get out.
The neighbors showed up, and it was still storming, man, they were being heroes.
According to authorities, another person at the campsite was taken to the hospital with critical injuries. Around the same time, the highway shut down at northbound I-35E at Ganser Road. Denton County says the strong winds overturned several 18-wheelers. It's unclear if there were any injuries. Power remained out for much of the area, and the Denton County Office of Emergency Management activated their Emergency Operations Center and set up a mobile communications command center to help with the city of Sanger. Clinton says he appreciates all the first responders.
I'm happy for good neighbors and people coming and helping me and my dog, and the fire department was great, and the police. Just thankful for all the good people.
And the official start of fall is also referred to as the autumnal equinox. It means the sun is said to cross the equinoctial or cross the line, meaning, of course, crossing the equator, bringing nearly equal hours of daylight and darkness. And if you suffer from seasonal allergies, fall isn't going to be much different from spring, as experts say that climate change may make symptoms last a little longer and be more severe. Mandy Gaither has more on how to help manage those symptoms.
If you think seasonal allergies only bloom in spring, think again. As the leaves change color, those allergens pollinate and continue to be in the air until the first hard frost.
Fall allergens are still just as intense and can elicit all of the same symptoms.
Dr. Jessica Huey with National Jewish Health says those symptoms can include nasal congestion, runny nose, and itchy, watery eyes. Huey says this season can be one of the toughest times to get those symptoms under control.
Finally, the weather's cooler, so you're going outside, you're doing yard work, you're keeping your windows open in your home. Well, all of these are exposing you to pollens.
To help stop that exposure, Huey says to change clothes after being outdoors, shower to get pollen off your skin and out of your hair, keep windows shut as much as possible, especially bedroom windows. Avoid going outside in peak pollen times from late morning to mid-afternoon. Clean the vents in your home and change air filters.
These are all things that not only are great for your home, but can get rid of the different allergens that have kind of accumulated there throughout the year.
And if you're already feeling those fall allergy symptoms, Huey says over-the-counter and prescription nasal sprays can help, as can oral medications like antihistamines.
Just know you have a toolbox and you have strategies to really try to limit the amount of pollen exposures that you have.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And talking about Friday Night Lights, now our game of the week is going to feature the 1 and 2 Lumberton Raiders against the undefeated Bridge City Cardinals. And that game kicks off at 7:30, and be sure to vote for our 12 News Band of the Week. Voting is live now. Go to 12newsnow.com/band to cast your vote. And we're going to have more news and weather next in your morning rush out. Your time is now 7:52.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
The impact killed my dad and brother instantly. A man, after drinking excessively with his coworkers, ran a stop sign, T-boned my parents' Honda, and destroyed our family. He could have just said, hey, I'm not okay. There's Lyft, there's Uber, there's taxis. There's so many other options. Every day, someone else can be taken away.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with some hurricane tips for protecting yourself against flooding. Take shelter in a designated storm shelter or an interior room and stay away from glass windows or doors. And if flooding begins, move to higher ground immediately. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Remember, turn around, don't drown. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy.
Welcome back to Daybreak. It's 7:55 right now, and it's time for your morning rush out. Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. First up, Port Arthur police, they're investigating a deadly shooting that occurred early Sunday morning. Chief Tim Duraso says that the victim, a 42-year-old man, was found inside of a home in the 3000 block of 9th Street. The chief says that another person was also at that home. They were questioned. Right now, police are looking for video footage as they work to answer questions. And 2 young people are in the hospital after being shot Saturday night in Beaumont. This happened in the 1100 block of Briar Meadow Drive. Now, police say that it started with a fight between 2 minors, which escalated. At least one of them pulled out a gun and started shooting at the other. Now, both were taken to the hospital. We'll let you know when we learn more about their conditions.
And we'll see some scattered showers out there for today. Actually, a few showers down towards Bridge City right now. As we get in towards tomorrow, rain chances drop slightly and then back up again on Wednesday with a cold front coming through. That'll bring some rain late Wednesday into Thursday morning, and then some cooler, less humidity coming in for Friday, Saturday. By Sunday, we get back to 90, but those morning lows in the 60s look great.
I'm looking forward to this fall here in Southeast Texas.
Me too.
Nice cooler temperatures. All right, thanks so much for watching Daybreak here on 12 News Plus. We're going to be back at 11 for midday.
Have a great day, everybody.
How the radio station continue. Let's go. Oh. Clean cans, trusted solution. We can clean out your garbage can.